Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hot Girls Zone Hockey Podcast. My name is Sarah. If you're new here, this is the show where we talk about all things hockey, the what to knows, the who to knows, and everything in between. And today's episode is going to be the blind building, I guess, my Team USA for the Olympics using, we know them, we love them, the hockey magnets, which we will get into. But first, I wanted to dedicate the first kind of couple of minutes to this episode to Heated Rivalry. Because since I have last uploaded, the episodes 1 and 2 came out, and it's consumed every waking thought of mine. So if you don't want to hear me yap about Heated Rivalry, just go to this timestamp. It was really only for my audio or video watchers. For my audio listeners, I'll insert a little clip here of what exactly time I start doing the actual episode. Hi, editing Sarah here. If you want to skip all my talk about Heated Rivalry and how much I love it and I'm obsessed with it, just go to 12 minutes and 19 seconds of the episode. That's when I actually start talking about what the episode's about and start blind building my team. If not, then just sit back and enjoy me talking about Heated Rivalry. Okay, thank you. Love you. Bye. Okay, thank you, editing Sarah, for letting us know that. So, Heated Rivalry. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've literally mentioned it in the last 3 episodes, I think, that I've posted. But as a refresher, there's a book series called Game Changers by a lovely author named Rachel Reed. And the second book in the series, I believe it is the second, is Heated Rivalry, which chronicles the love story between two hockey players who are rivals of each other, named Shane Hollander from Canada and Ilya Rozanov from Russia, and they are rivals. They're pretty much pitted against each other their entire careers, as rookies and even before that and then after that, and all throughout this they have been secretly hooking up and eventually secretly get into a relationship for pretty much their entire rookie and NHL careers. So that's what the book's about, and it has a sequel called The Long Game, which is so good too. Oh my gosh. But it got adapted into a show for originally Crave TV, which is a Canadian only streaming service, and then there was such an uproar about wanting an international release, so a bunch of different streaming platforms in different countries kind of picked it up, and here in the States where I'm at, it's HBO Max. I think in Australia it's also HBO Max, but it's HBO Max Australia, and then New Zealand has one, and I don't know, I can't remember exactly. I just know that I'm able to watch it on HBO Max, and I don't have to secretly get a Crave account, even though I saved instructions on how to do it, but I didn't actually do it because then I didn't have to anymore. But so that the news came out of that, the trailer came out, and I talked about that when the trailer had come out, and I was talking about how excited I was. And then I think last episode I talked about how excited I was just for the episodes to come out and how much I loved the two actors. So I didn't really do a lot of research with these actors in my last episode when I was talking about them. Since then, they are on my mind 24/7. So playing Shane Hollander is a very, very talented man named Hudson Williams, and playing Ilya Rozanov is a also extremely talented man named Connor Story. So Hudson and Connor have been doing their press and stuff for Heated Rivalry, and I just love these guys so much. They have really, really great on-screen chemistry. Obviously, they are actors. If they didn't have really good chemistry, I don't think they would have been cast in the roles that they did get cast in. But even more so, they're just such likable guys, and their friendship really comes across as they're best friends at this point. They have matching tattoos and everything, and I think it's so awesome just to see these healthy male friendships Let's remember that. Let's remember not to assume anybody's dating anybody and assume anything, really, because assuming makes an ass out of you and me. Let's just remember that, and I'm not going to go more into it than that. But I love these guys so much, and watching the episodes. If you've watched episodes 1 and 2, I hope that you're watching them either by yourself or with people that you felt comfortable watching them with, because oh my god, first of all, the smut, so good. The sexual tension, like I saw someone leave a comment saying like, once the Vegas scene came on, I left the room. I left my own room because I thought that I was intruding on something. And you know what? Valid, fair. When Ilya starts dragging that chair, which I heard was improv, so good on Connor for thinking of that. I was like, oh shit, we're in for it. Ugh. And even other than the smut, just, oh my gosh, can I just give like snaps to Hudson Williams acting in the bathroom scene right after they present that NHL award, or I guess it's called MLH in the series, like the show. Obviously they can't use NHL, but in the books it's the NHL awards. But like the yearning of someone who has been ghosted by someone who they are actively falling in love with for 6 months, and then having to see them again, and then them just acting like, well, according to them acting like they just don't even care about the fact that they haven't talked in like 6 months. Those big yearning eyes of Hudson's. He is such a good actor. Like, I went and I watched a couple more of his stuff, like just like clips and highlight reels. He is such a good fucking actor. Oh my gosh. And also Connor's story, snaps to him too. The scenes where we see him in Russia, like with his dad, and then also with Sasha and Svetlana, like, oh my god. Connor's story is not Russian. He is from Texas, which was baffling to me. But the stoicness and just the way that he presents Ilya, I don't even have words for that. He is so talented. Like, there is a storm going on behind those eyes, but you would never even know it unless you read the books and you know exactly what Ilya was thinking, which is another thing. I need people who have not read the books and are just watching the series. Stop with the Ilya slander, okay? If you really want to, Rachel Reed has on her website a free to read little blurb, which is Ilya's point of view from the Vegas scene. Because in the book, we really only know what Shane's thinking the entire time. But we get Ilya's point of view separately from that Rachel Reed so kindly graced us with. And that boy was falling in love so hard. He knew that if he kissed Shane, like it would just end him. Like he was not ready or willing to accept the fact that he was falling in love with Shane. And at the same time, Shane's falling in love with Ilya. So stop with the Ilya hate, okay? This boy is going through so much. I'm so protective over him. I'm protective over both of them, Shane and Ilya. And I loved them so much in the books, and I just know I'm gonna just fall in love with them again watching like them as, you know, actual people. So all this to say, it was really good first 2 episodes, and I'm so excited for this Friday. As I'm filming this, it's gonna be episode 3. I think we just got the first 2 just like all in one bit, just to kind of gauge interest maybe. But I think for the next couple of weeks until the last episode, which I believe there's gonna be like 6 or 7, I think, I can't remember, but next one will be just episode 3, and I've heard that it's gonna mostly involve Scott and Kip, which they're the couple really that started the whole Game Changers series. Their book Game Changers is the first in the series, and Scott Hunter is a hockey player in this universe. He is the captain of the New York Admirals in the books. I don't know what the team name got changed to in the series. I don't think we've heard it yet. We've seen Scott in episodes 1 and 2. He's kind of clocked Shane and Ilya's fucking gay tendencies subtly, you know, in a way that if you've read the books, like, you kind of know, like, give him a little side eye, like, interesting. But him and his boyfriend Kip, I've heard are gonna be the main focus, or not, it's not main focus, and just is gonna involve them a lot in episode 3, which I'm so excited about because, and spoilers, if you don't want spoilers for the series, or if you're just reading the book right now, don't listen to the next like 3 minutes or 2 minutes of what I'm gonna say. If you don't know, in Heated Rivalry / this is like the end kind of Game Changers, when Scott Hunter and his team, when they win the Stanley Cup, he obviously has Kip in the audience because it's his boyfriend, he loves him and he wants him to be there, and so they win and they're on the ice, and he has Kip come onto the ice and he kisses him in front of all the cameras and the crowd, and everything pretty much comes out in that way. And while this is happening in Game Changers, in Heated Rivalry, because Ilya and Shane's teams got knocked out of the playoffs, they're watching them separately. Ilya's watching in Boston, and then Shane's watching in Montreal. They're watching and they're texting each other while they're watching this game 6-7 whatever, and then New York wins, and then Ilya's about to like turn off the TV, but then he looks and he's like, is that Scott Hunter kissing a man? And him and Shane are like shocked. They're like, what, like, I think their brains just went to mush. And that's really what pushes Ilya to want to go and take Shane's invitation to come to Shane's cottage, which, if you know, is where their actual relationship and the feelings come out. Okay, all right, no more spoilers from now on. So I'm very, very excited for all that. Okay, I feel that I have yapped for a good like 10 minutes or so about Heated Rivalry, so let's go into what the episode's actually going to be about today. So like I mentioned at the very, very beginning, if you don't remember, because I just went on a whole tangent there, we're going to be doing blind building my Team USA using the hockey magnets. If you want me to do a Team Canada one, let me know too, but I figure I'm in the US, I'm an American, so I can start with Team USA. So I don't have a drink or anything because I just didn't think about it. I honestly kind of forgot, and I already came upstairs and I really did not feel like going downstairs to grab a drink. But if you want to grab a drink or a snack, be my guest, sit back, relax, and let's just get into today's episode. So if you don't know, or if you just haven't listened / watched an episode of mine with these magnets, I have a bunch of magnets that I ordered online with a bunch of hockey teams on them. And I ordered them a while ago, so like Utah is still called Utah Hockey Club, and there's a Coyotes magnet in here. If you know, you know. But so some of these are kind of outdated, but I have a bunch of magnets, a bunch of teams on them, and I'm basically gonna go through and rummage in this little like bag that I put them in, and whichever team I pick, I'm gonna pick an American player on that team to represent the US. So I'm not gonna do a full fucking whole roster of players because Team USA has way more than just the 6 players that are on the ice. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do like my dream like first lineup pretty much. So that'll be goalie, 2 defensemen, right wing, left wing, and a center. Got it? Good. And as always, I'm going to cut out the parts of me actually like shaking the bag around and rummaging because it is a very annoying noise, and I don't want to have to subject you guys to that as well. And remember, whatever team I pick, I have to pick a goalie from that team, or I have to pick a position / teammate from that team, regardless if I know their stats or not. All right. Okay, let's go. I have my first one, and it is the Minnesota Wild. We have a couple of options for American-born players. I know that they don't have any goalies, at least right now, that are American-born. They're both from Sweden, so I obviously can't pick one of them. So I think I'm just gonna have to pick, let's see, I'll do Matt Boldy. He was born in Milford, Massachusetts, and he's a left winger. So left wing will be Matt Boldy. Next team is the Buffalo Sabres. So they actually do have a American-born goalie, which I feel is not very common. So I'm just gonna pick my goalie from this team, Alex Lyon. Yeah, because he was born in Baudette, Minnesota, USA. So yeah, okay, my goalie is Alex Lyon. I'm really, really hoping for Toronto. That way I can get Austin Matthews. All right, my next team, the Montreal Canadiens. Well, I feel like I can't go wrong. I have a left wing. He needs a right winger. So Cole Caulfield. It's your time to shine, my guy. I actually do know who Cole Caulfield is, but I didn't know he was born in Wisconsin. So slay. So we got Cole Caulfield on my roster. Okay, so far we have a left winger, right winger, and a goalie. But let's see who's going to be one of our defensemen or our center. We got the Vegas Golden Knights. Okay. So these guys are not my favorite team. Kind of have beef with them. But I cannot deny that Jack Eichel is an incredible player. And he just so happens to be a center, so he will be my center. Sadly. No, Jack Eichel's a good player. I enjoy watching him play, so my center will be Jack Eichel. Okay, only 2 more positions left. Let's see what one of my defensemen will be. From the Anaheim Ducks. I feel like I cannot pick a better one. Actually, I didn't know that he went to Anaheim Ducks. I knew he was on the Rangers, and then I guess he got traded to Anaheim. I couldn't pick a better defenseman than Jacob Trouba. The Trouba train. Fuck yeah. So we got Jacob Trouba as one of my defensemen. So I did not know that he was born in Michigan. That was interesting news. So now we only have 1 spot left defenseman. Even if I don't know the player, which for a couple of these, I don't really know the guys. I'm going to have to just pick somebody. So let's see. The Calgary Flames. Why couldn't I have gotten this earlier when I was picking my goalie? Because I'm pretty sure Dustin Wolf is from Gilroy, California. Hold on. Yes. I could have picked. Fuck, dude. I could have picked Dustin Wolf if I had gotten this Calgary one or thought that I would have gotten it. Because he's from Gilroy, which is such a random place to be from. But fuck. Okay. All right. Defenseman. Let's see. Actually, looking at this, there are no left defensemen that are from the U.S., so I actually can pick a new team, which is great because I really was not wanting to pick someone from the Flames unless it was Dustin Wolf. Okay, now officially our last team. The Pittsburgh Penguins. So I'm not too familiar with the roster for Pittsburgh, obviously, except for a little known player named Sidney Crosby. But he's a center, and I already have one. So let's see who looks the best to me for a left defenseman. I would say, you know what? I'm going to go with Ryan Shea. Without even looking at his stats, really. He's from Massachusetts. He's American, and he's a left defenseman. So I feel like that's a safe bet. Plus, Pittsburgh got a shutout against San Jose last time they played them. So obviously they're doing something right. But okay, so if you're watching this on the video version, I do have a running list of all of the picks that I have. For my audio only listeners, maybe this is your sign to go and watch the video versions of them because I work really hard on editing them. But yeah, so that is it for today's episode. Bulk of it really was the Heated Rivalry stuff, and I feel like this was just like a subplot. But I was sorry, I was just so excited to talk about it, and I don't really have a lot of people to talk about Heated Rivalry with except for the Hockey Princess. And yeah, my boyfriend's like sick of me talking about it, so thank you for letting me yap. Not that you really had a choice. I kind of just started and subjected you to it, unless you skipped over it. But yeah, so that is all for today's episode. Next week, I don't know what it'll be. I kind of want to do another player profile, but I'm not too sure. I could also do a review over Heated Rivalry and the long game if you guys really wanted that. I don't know. I'll put up a poll when this episode comes out. But yeah, that's it for today's episode. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It does help out a lot. If you're listening to this on Spotify, please make sure to give the show a good rating. You can always follow the show on Instagram. It's at Hot Girls Learn Hockey, or on TikTok, which is at HGLH Pod. If you follow me on TikTok, you'll see a lot of reposts of Ilya and Shane edits, so you're welcome for those. But yeah, that is all. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.